Hello YouTube, this is Dr. Sola coming to you from Lagos, Nigeria. So I'm doing what I call a twofer. One is an update on our batteries, and the second will be a little bit on our inverter. So first on the batteries. If you recall, I've had two batteries that have given me an unusual amount of stress. These two batteries, well, they're no longer those two batteries. One is still there, the other is a battery of mine that I had perforated last summer. I was drilling holes on the side of the box, and like the bonehead I can be, I did not remove the batteries, and the drill bit went right through and punched a hole on this one. So we had tried for the last couple of weeks to recover two batteries, and we struggled. If you recall, I told you I took one that failed the load test and I put it on, and I'd hoped that if I put enough current through it that it would fix the problem. Well, guess what? It didn't work. So what I did was we used JB weld. Yes, you heard right. JB weld to patch the hole, and then we'll put this battery back on. It's holding voltage, but it still discharges, but it discharges slowly, and the reason is because this battery, the last time it was charged was sometime in May or June of last year. So the first night we didn't lose power, but the battery voltage came low. The second night we didn't use anything like the night before, but the battery voltage remained within a reasonable range, 47.1 volts with just lights on. So we're hoping today with the charge we'll bring the specific gravity up to something reasonable. This was about 1100. This was high 1100. This was 1100. This is about 1175, 1175 or 1125, 1175. So we're hoping to get them all in the 1200 range today. As you can see, our production is pretty good. Output from our PV into our batteries is 17.8 amps, 1022. Our current voltage is, I hope you can see it, 57.4. So that's a good sign. So that's it for the batteries. I threw in the towel. I went and I fixed an existing battery that I had, and I put it back in the system. This one is still giving us a little bit of stress. Wake up voltage is somewhere in the very high 4s, low 5s. This particular cell it's taking a little longer than it should to charge. It's bubbling right now, and I put some distilled water in it today. I'm not sure what it takes to bring it back, but I guess as we cycle it more and as we charge it more, we might see some improvements. I definitely know that this one will improve as we cycle and charge. So now back to our inverter. The last time we spoke, I told you that the firmware update was done from China, and then they're writing a new firmware for us. And this firmware, what it's going to accomplish for us is, one, our battery cutoff voltage, instead of it being 44 volts, will be up to 48 volts. We can set that. Our bulk and absorption voltage, instead of being 57.4, will go all the way to 59. So that will work for our flooded batteries. And then finally, we can also change our float from any number we want all the way to 59 volts. So for us, when you're particularly off grid, you keep it at 58.6 all day, your bulk, float and absorption, and that generally will help you maintain the batteries the way you want it maintained. So right now we're using 501, oh sorry, it went back. This is what I love about this inverter. There's so many options. So our PV is 78 volts. Right now our PV, because of the other controller, is doing only producing 5 watts out of our 600 watts in panels, because this sees it as it should be in float, which is 56 volts, whereas this is pushing it to 57.8 volts. We're producing 231 volts, and we're currently using 509 watts. So it's fluctuating between 499 and 501. So our PV just kicked in again because the battery voltage dropped below the 57 volts, and then the PV just turned itself up again. So it will keep turning itself up and on to prevent the batteries from being overcharged. whereas this one is set to 63 volts. So it's going to keep going till it gets our batteries to 63 volts. I want to show you something else. Okay, this is the stuff that gets me excited. So it's monitoring. As you can see on my screen, it shows you, let me see if I could zoom in a little bit. Actually, let me take this off the, okay, so let me get this closer. So this shows you what I'm able to do. Bear with me. Okay, I think this is a little better. Yep, much better. This shows you what I'm able to see from my laptop. So right now, today, we've generated 1 kilowatt hour. Okay, it's refreshing, the screen is refreshing right now. So 1 kilowatt hour from, hold on, 1 kilowatt hour from our PV, and then we've used 3.2 kilowatt hours. Okay, that's what it's showing you. And then it gives you what your total since you installed the inverter is. But this is the part I like. So it gives you the weather information is 31 degrees Celsius. It's partly cloudy. And then you can it calculates revenues for you. Unfortunately, we don't sell back to the grid, but if we sold back to the grid, we would have made $1.20 today. And then remember what I was telling you, that the PV cuts on and off. It's showing the batteries as 100% charged. It shows that we are pulling 501 watts out. Now, because our PV is only 600 watts and it's in float, it's only producing 5.7 from the 600 watts, and then we are pulling 507 from the batteries, but we're not really doing that. So look at our battery voltage. Our battery voltage is currently 57.5. It tells you the PV voltage, and then it tells you what our charge current is, and it shows you what we're consuming. And you see the same thing also on our phone. 3, 4. Sorry, I was about to divulge my password on my phone, but it shows you the same thing on your phone. The app shows you the same thing. Hold on, let me get it to focus a bit. The same thing, it shows you your inverter, it shows you your loads, and then it also shows you, let me see, I touch here where it says unit W, and it shows me my battery voltage. This hasn't refreshed. That the laptop had refreshed, but the phone hasn't refreshed. So when it refreshes, the number should match what I see on my laptop. So this is pretty exciting for us. There is additional data we're able to see, but in order to make this video very short, I'm not going to show everything. It shows you what your consumption and production is, and from 00, which is midnight, all the way to now, it shows you what our consumption is, and we peaked at 569 volts, and our low was somewhere like 15.8 watts, and this is 569.2 watts. That's what our consumption is. And then it shows you the state of your batteries. And Growatt uses a percentage scale that doesn't really match what we in the industry use. And I've sent them an email and they'll change it. So what you see as 25% is not necessarily 25%. It's a higher number than that. These batteries were at 47.1 volts or 47.5 volts, and that's definitely higher than 29%. And then as you could see, the numbers started to march up as the sun came out. Here there was a refrigerator and freezer coming on, and the number has continuously gone up, okay, to where it says it's 100%. So if you have any questions, please post them below. If you like what you see, give us a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I'm pretty excited. I enjoy working with this manufacturer and the inverter, and we recommend them 100%. Again, this is Dr. Sola coming to you from Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you for watching, YouTube.